Can poor eyesight really be reversed, especially after the age of 50? Most people assume it's just a natural part of getting older, like wrinkles or gray hair. But eyesight doesn't fade simply because you've had more birthdays. It fades because the tiny structures that keep your eyes alive, nourished, and focused begin to starve and suffocate. Your eyes aren't glass marbles. They're living tissue, dense with blood vessels, nerves, and microscopic energy factories. And those little energy factories depend on what you feed them, how you rest them, and how well your body moves blood and oxygen through them every single day. What most people don't realize is that the eyes are a direct reflection of your metabolism. If your metabolism slows, your eyes are the first to notice. When your blood sugar spikes repeatedly from refined foods and processed snacks, your cells start resisting insulin, and the delicate capillaries that feed the retina lose their elasticity. The result is less oxygen, less energy, and blurry, tired vision. Many people think the answer is stronger lenses, but that's like putting clearer glass in front of a dying bulb. The problem isn't the lens, it's the light inside. If you've noticed that reading small print has become harder, or that night driving feels unsafe, what you're really experiencing is an energy crisis in the retina. Every flicker of light you see requires your retinal mitochondria to turn food into energy. With age and poor nutrition, that process weakens. But here's the encouraging truth. Those cells can bounce back. They're capable of repair when you change the environment they live in. Cleaning up your diet, removing sugar, refined oils, and processed starches, restores the metabolic flow that fuels clear vision. The clarity you crave starts long before it reaches the eyeball. It starts with how you eat. Vision health is also about blood flow. Your eyes demand a steady stream of nutrients and oxygen through some of the smallest blood vessels in your body. When inflammation builds up from chronic stress or a poor diet, those vessels narrow. It's like trying to water a garden through a kinked hose. No matter how many vitamins you take, the eyes will stay thirsty until circulation improves. That's why focusing on whole foods rich in omega-3 fats, magnesium, and potassium can transform your eye health. Fish, flaxseed, leafy greens, and avocado aren't just healthy foods. They're the raw material your eyes use to repair their plumbing. If you've ever felt that gritty, burning sensation after staring at screens or walking into sunlight, that's oxidative stress at work. Invisible molecules called free radicals start attacking your retinal cells, and over time they cloud the lens, dry out the eyes, and dull the world around you. The older we get, the fewer antioxidants our body produces naturally, which means the shield protecting the eyes gets thinner. To rebuild that shield, focus on color. The deeper the color of your food, the stronger the protection. Spinach, kale, egg yolks, and bell peppers carry lutein and zeaxanthin, the pigments that filter blue light and reduce damage to the macula. Salmon and shrimp contain astaxanthin, one of nature's most powerful antioxidants for the eyes. Within a few weeks of eating this way, many people notice colors appearing richer and glare diminishing. But it isn't only what you eat. It's how your entire system functions. The gut, for instance, controls more of your eye health than most people imagine. A damaged intestinal lining leaks toxins and inflammatory molecules into your bloodstream, and those molecules travel everywhere, including your eyes. That's why people with chronic bloating, fatigue, or autoimmune issues often develop dry eyes or blurred vision. Healing your gut with probiotic foods like yogurt, kefir, and fermented vegetables can ease inflammation not just in the stomach, but behind the eyes. When your digestion improves, your body absorbs the very nutrients your retina depends on. Another overlooked factor is light and sleep. Your eyes are part of your body's internal clock, constantly sending signals about when to wake and when to repair. Late-night exposure to bright screens tricks that system, suppressing melatonin and leaving your eyes restless and unhealed. Even the best diet can't compete with sleep deprivation. The fix is simple. Cut blue light at night, switch to warm tones, and expose your eyes to natural morning sunlight. 10 minutes of daylight each morning resets your rhythm and tells your eyes, it's time to function, while darkness at night tells them, it's time to heal. When you start sleeping deeply, the difference in visual sharpness and color perception can be dramatic. After 50, another pattern appears: nutrient deficiency. As we age, our digestion slows, our appetite drops, and we unknowingly eat less of what the eyes truly need. Vitamin A, C, E, and B complex deficiencies are rampant. Vitamin A in particular is the foundation of night vision. Without it, the cells responsible for sensing light literally starve. Instead of relying on high-dose supplements, focus on food. carrots, pumpkins, sweet potatoes, liver, and leafy greens. These not only deliver vitamin A, but also come with the cofactors your body needs to absorb it safely. Pair these with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado so that the vitamins actually reach your bloodstream. Vision loss, then, is rarely sudden. It's the result of years of small neglects, skipped nutrients, ignored inflammation, poor sleep, dehydration. The encouraging part is that recovery also works in small, steady steps. Each time you choose real food over processed sugar, each time you get morning light instead of scrolling at midnight, you give your eyes the environment to heal. Glasses may sharpen what you see for the moment, but they don't rebuild the tissue that makes vision possible. Surgery might reshape your cornea, but it can't rejuvenate exhausted mitochondria. The true path to clearer eyesight lies inside, through the blood that feeds your eyes, the oxygen that fuels them, and the antioxidants that shield them. It's time to stop treating blurry vision as fate and start viewing it as feedback. Your eyes are constantly telling you how your body is doing. When your energy is low, they dim. When your blood sugar swings, they blur. When your sleep suffers, they ache. But when you nourish them properly, their brightness returns, slowly but noticeably. In every cell of your retina, there's still life, still potential, still the ability to regenerate. The only question is whether you'll give them what they need to do it. Age doesn't decide clarity. Circulation, nutrition, and lifestyle do. Once you align all three, vision doesn't just stabilize, it improves. People who make these changes often find themselves reading without glasses, noticing details they hadn't seen in years, or feeling less fatigue after a day of screens. That's not coincidence. That's biology responding to care. You don't lose your eyesight because you're over 50. You lose it because no one taught you how to feed it. But now you know the truth. The same habits that restore your energy, your focus, and your metabolism also restore your sight. Give your eyes oxygen, nourishment, and rest, and they'll do what they were designed to do. See the world clearly again. Most people think eyesight issues like cataracts or presbyopia are permanent. They've been told it's all genetics or that surgery is the only way out. But the truth is, these problems often grow from the same soil. Oxidative stress, poor circulation, and nutrient loss, and that soil can be changed. Let's start with cataracts, one of the most common reasons people over 50 lose clarity. A cataract isn't some mysterious cloud. It's protein inside the lens that becomes oxidized and clumped together. Over years of exposure to sugar, UV light, and toxins, the proteins stiffen until light can no longer pass through smoothly. The lens becomes foggy, colors fade, and the world looks washed out. But when you lower oxidative stress and support the body's detox pathways, those clumps can stop spreading, and in some cases begin to clear. Studies have shown that antioxidants like glutathione, vitamin C, and N-acetylcysteine can protect the lens from further damage. You can't buy clarity in a bottle, but you can grow it again through clean food, better hydration, and sunlight balance. Then comes presbyopia, the slow loss of near vision that forces people to hold their phones farther away. This is not caused by your eyes suddenly forgetting how to focus. It's your lens becoming less flexible because of glycation, the same process that hardens arteries and stiffens joints. Excess sugar attaches to proteins in your lens, making them rigid. The solution isn't stronger reading glasses. It's controlling the glucose that fuels that rigidity. When you reduce sugar and increase minerals like magnesium and chromium, you support the muscles that control your lens, and those small ciliary muscles begin to regain tone. People who switch to low-carb, nutrient-rich diets often report that their reading vision improves subtly within months. Not perfect, but noticeably better. Macular degeneration is another issue many people fear because it's often described as irreversible. The macula is the central part of the retina that gives you sharp vision. When it begins to deteriorate, it's often because the small vessels behind it are inflamed or clogged, starving the tissue of oxygen. Again, this is not an eye problem, it's a vascular one. Think of your macula as a high-performance camera sensor that can only work if the wires feeding it are clean. Omega-3 fats, vitamin E, zinc, and carotenoids like lutein act as maintenance for those wires. They reduce inflammation, keep blood flow smooth, and protect against blue light damage from screens. If you work at a computer for long hours, your macula is constantly bombarded by blue light, and that accelerates degeneration. Adding lutein-rich foods or using a simple blue light filter can slow that process dramatically. You're not fighting blindness. You're supporting a starved network of cells that simply need fuel and protection. Dry eyes are another common complaint, and they're often misunderstood. Many people drown their eyes in artificial tears without realizing dryness usually starts inside the body. When your diet lacks essential fatty acids, the glands that produce the oily layer of your tears stop functioning properly. Dehydration, caffeine, and chronic stress make it worse. Your eyes don't just need moisture. They need the right balance of oils and water to hold that moisture. Hydrate deeply. Add omega-3s from flaxseed or fish oil and include trace minerals like zinc and selenium. Within weeks, many people notice they blink less often, and their eyes feel naturally lubricated. The human body is astonishingly self-correcting when you stop disrupting it. Another overlooked piece of the puzzle is the liver. The liver filters toxins, processes fats, and manages vitamin A, the very nutrient critical for vision. If your liver is sluggish or fatty, vitamin A doesn't convert properly, and you begin to see dullness, night blindness, or trouble adjusting from light to dark. It's not coincidence that people who clean up their liver with green vegetables, lemon water, and intermittent fasting often report their vision brightening. A clean liver is a clean lens, so if your vision feels dim, don't just look at your eyes, look at your liver. Beyond nutrition and organ health, your mindset matters too. Stress can physically change the shape of your eyes. When you're tense, your sympathetic nervous system constricts blood flow, tightens muscles, and prevents relaxation of the tiny eye muscles that control focus. Ever notice your eyes feel strained after a stressful day? That's not your imagination. Stress hormones like cortisol restrict circulation. Simple breathing exercises, relaxation, or meditation can literally help your eyes see better. When the body feels safe, blood flow returns to normal, and the eyes soften, refocus, and relax. One more element that almost no one talks about is hydration. Your eyes are made mostly of water, and dehydration changes their shape. When you're dehydrated, your lens thickens slightly, altering focus. Chronic dehydration over years can contribute to visual fatigue and headaches. It sounds simple, but drinking more mineral-rich water, not just plain filtered water, can help maintain fluid balance in the eye and reduce strain. Adding a pinch of Himalayan salt or electrolyte mix helps your cells hold that water instead of flushing it out immediately. We also need to talk about how you use your eyes in a world built for screens. Digital eye strain isn't just about discomfort. It's rewiring the way your eyes focus. Staring at a fixed distance for hours trains your lens to stop adjusting. The muscles responsible for changing focus become lazy. One easy remedy is the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away for 20 seconds. That tiny habit retrains your eyes to shift focus and keeps those ciliary muscles active. If you spend long hours under artificial light, give your eyes a break with real sunlight each day. Natural light contains a full spectrum that calibrates your brain and improves dopamine production, which keeps your eye muscles functioning properly. For those already wearing glasses, it's important to understand that lenses can sometimes become a crutch. They correct the symptom but allow the underlying weakness to progress. It doesn't mean you should throw them away, but you can combine corrective wear with strengthening habits. Practice focus shifts, look into the distance, trace outlines of objects, and blink more often. Each blink hydrates your cornea and refreshes your tear film, something that becomes critical with age. Tiny habits like these maintain mobility and responsiveness in your vision system. Vision restoration isn't a miracle. It's a process of subtraction, removing what's harming your eyes and letting the body do what it's designed to do. When you combine low inflammation, nutrient density, hydration, and stress control, the results can be stunning. Your eyes, like every other part of you, respond to consistency. Imagine how clearly your body communicates. Every blur, every dryness, every glare is feedback. It's not punishment. It's a signal that something inside needs care. The body always gives you signs long before failure. It whispers before it screams. When you start treating your eyes as living organs instead of windows that need polishing, everything changes. You stop asking how to fix them and start asking how to support them. That's where real healing begins. People in their 50s, 60s, even 70s can restore remarkable amounts of clarity because cells never stop listening to the signals you send. Feed them light, oxygen, and antioxidants and they'll wake up again. Ignore them and they dim. It's that simple. Your eyes are waiting for you to create the right environment. The longer you nourish them, the brighter the world becomes. Most people think eyesight is limited to what happens inside the eyeball, but your vision isn't just an optical function. It's a brain function. What your eyes capture, your brain interprets. The two work like a synchronized pair of musicians. If one goes off beat, the music becomes noise. This is why people with poor sleep, anxiety, or nutrient deficiencies often report foggy vision or delayed focus. It's not that their eyes have failed, it's that the brain's processing has slowed. Every image you see requires chemical messengers like acetylcholine and dopamine. These are made from nutrients such as choline, tyrosine, and B vitamins. When your diet is stripped of real food, these neurotransmitters become scarce and vision feels sluggish. You're not imagining it when the world looks dull or delayed. It's literally a shortage of brain chemistry. This is where intermittent fasting and blood sugar control can change the game. When you fast, your body begins cleaning out damaged mitochondria through a process called autophagy. That doesn't just happen in your liver or muscles, it happens in your retina and optic nerve too. Fasting resets your metabolism and allows old weak cells to make room for stronger ones. People who adopt a gentle fasting rhythm, like 12 to 16 hours without food, often notice their eyes feel more awake and less inflamed. The fog clears. It's as if the brain and eyes finally sync again. The reason is simple. Fasting lowers insulin, reduces oxidative stress, and improves circulation. All the things your eyes desperately need. There's also timing. The eyes are most metabolically active in the morning and early afternoon. That's when blood flow, hormones, and enzymes are at their peak. Eating nutrient-dense meals earlier in the day, with plenty of greens, eggs, fish, and colorful vegetables, gives the retina what it needs when it can use it most efficiently. Late-night eating, on the other hand, floods the bloodstream with sugar when your body should be repairing, not digesting. Over years, that nighttime eating pattern contributes to eye strain and swelling. If you want your vision to stay sharp, align your eating with light. Daytime nourishment, nighttime recovery. That's how your eyes evolved to function. Your brain also needs oxygen to decode vision properly, and breathing is one of the most underappreciated tools for eye health. Shallow breathing limits oxygen to every organ, including your eyes. When you take slow, deep breaths, you literally feed the optic nerve. People who practice mindful breathing or yoga often have fewer headaches and report less visual fatigue because they're improving oxygen delivery. The connection is real. Oxygen feeds the mitochondria, and mitochondria create the ATP that powers your retinal cells. Without it, your visual field dulls like a fading bulb. Another secret is posture. It might sound unrelated, but the alignment of your neck directly affects the blood flow to your eyes and brain. Hunching over screens compresses the arteries that feed your head. That's why your eyes ache after hours at a desk. Standing straight, stretching, and taking breaks every hour isn't just for your back. It restores blood circulation to the delicate vessels behind your eyes. Many people who simply change posture notice that their eye fatigue reduces dramatically within days. The human body isn't built for constant forward tilt. The moment you return to balance, the entire visual system starts breathing again. Let's also talk about sunlight, the original medicine for your eyes. People fear the sun because of UV damage, but the right amount of morning sunlight actually strengthens the eyes. Natural light helps the retina regulate dopamine production, which controls how your eyes grow and focus. When you get too little sunlight, dopamine signaling drops and your eyes can elongate slightly. That's one reason nearsightedness has skyrocketed among people glued to screens indoors. 10 to 15 minutes of natural light each morning helps maintain the structure of the eye. You don't need to stare at the sun. Just being outdoors, letting daylight hit your eyes indirectly, tells your brain it's daytime. That small act resets your internal clock, stabilizes hormones, and enhances mood, all of which influence how well your eyes perform. Another layer of repair comes from reducing chronic inflammation through smart food pairing. Vision decline after 50 often stems from how foods interact, not just what foods you eat. Combining high sugar with poor fats like pastries fried in seed oils creates glycation, the process that stiffens tissues, including the retina. Instead, pair carbohydrates with fiber and healthy fats. For example, if you eat fruit, combine it with nuts or yogurt to slow sugar absorption. If you eat grains, add vegetables or olive oil. These small combinations keep blood sugar steady and prevent the micro damage that accumulates in the capillaries feeding your eyes. The mineral zinc deserves special attention. It's heavily concentrated in the retina and is essential for the enzyme that converts vitamin A into the form your eyes can use. A zinc deficiency can make your night vision deteriorate rapidly. Oysters, pumpkin seeds, and eggs are excellent sources. When zinc is present, the retina works efficiently and your eyes can adapt more quickly to darkness. Magnesium is another unsung hero. It relaxes blood vessels, reduces tension, and supports energy production. The modern diet is almost always short on magnesium, which explains why so many people feel tension in their eyes and temples. If you've ever rubbed your forehead after reading, your body's asking for magnesium. Sleep remains one of the greatest medicines for your eyes. Deep sleep triggers growth hormone release, which repairs the optic nerve and regenerates photoreceptor cells. Every hour you stay awake past midnight chips away at that process. You might think you're just tired, but the foggy morning vision that follows poor sleep is physical proof your eyes didn't finish their nightly repair. Creating a dark, cool, quiet environment isn't just comfort, it's biology. During deep rest, blood flow to the eyes increases, waste products are cleared, and new proteins are formed. Skipping sleep is like skipping maintenance on precision equipment. Eventually, things go out of alignment. People who want to reverse poor eyesight often search for quick-fix supplements, but the real power lies in synergy. Nutrients work together, not in isolation. Vitamin C needs bioflavonoids. Vitamin A needs fat. Zinc needs copper. You can't simply swallow one pill and expect clarity. You need whole, balanced meals that communicate harmony to your cells. Nature designed food to deliver nutrients in perfect ratios, and that's what the human body understands best. Supplements can fill gaps, but they can't replace the wisdom of food. Your emotional landscape matters too. Grief, anger, and anxiety subtly influence the muscles that focus your eyes. When emotions are trapped, the body stays tense and vision tightens with it. Many traditions consider eyesight a mirror of perception, not just what you see outside, but how you see your life. People who soften emotionally often notice their physical sight softening too. They squint less, frown less, and report less strain. This isn't mysticism, it's neurology. Your nervous system controls everything, and when it feels threatened or overworked, clarity fades. Calm the system and clarity returns. Finally, be patient with your eyes. They've been working nonstop for decades, processing millions of images. You can't undo that strain overnight, but you can create an environment where they begin to heal every day. Eat clean, rest well, move often, breathe deeply, and manage your light exposure. Every day you do that, you're reversing the momentum of decline. The body's design is forgiving. It's always trying to return to balance. Your job is simply to stop interrupting it. Reversing poor eyesight isn't a miracle. It's the result of changing how you live, one habit at a time. Most people look for a product or a secret supplement. But the truth is, your eyes don't need something extraordinary. They just need consistency. The body is incredibly intelligent. The moment you start giving it what it has been missing, it begins repairing itself quietly. Every time you eat real food, get natural light, sleep deeply, and stay hydrated, you are teaching your eyes how to see clearly again. The healing might feel invisible at first, but clarity builds slowly, like dawn breaking after a long night. The first long-term strategy is rhythm. Your eyes thrive on routine. The more predictable your daily light exposure, eating schedule, and sleep cycle, the more stable your hormones and energy become. Waking up at the same time every day, exposing your eyes to morning sunlight, eating balanced meals during daylight, and going to bed before midnight keeps your body's internal clock aligned with nature. When your circadian rhythm is stable, your melatonin, cortisol, and growth hormones stay in sync. And these three directly affect how your eyes repair and detoxify. People who live out of rhythm, sleeping late, eating irregularly, staying indoors, often report not just fatigue but a dullness in their eyes. The eyes are a clock themselves. They reflect your internal timing. Another key is movement. You might think exercise has little to do with vision, but your eyes depend on the same circulation as your heart and brain. Even a 20-minute walk increases blood flow to the optic nerve. Movement helps clear metabolic waste, reduces pressure inside the eyes, and improves oxygen delivery. You don't need intense workouts, just regular, steady movement that keeps blood and lymph flowing. Gentle yoga, stretching, and walking outdoors are enough to make a difference. When your heart pumps better, your vision sharpens. Every beat is a delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your retina. Hydration is your next foundation. Your eyes are mostly water, but that water must be electrically charged to function. Electrolytes like potassium, sodium, and magnesium ensure that the fluid inside and outside your eye cells stays balanced. Too little hydration and your eyes dry out. Too much plain water without minerals, and you flush away the electrolytes that keep your tissues alive. The best hydration strategy is slow and steady, small sips throughout the day, paired with mineral-rich foods like cucumbers, celery, and leafy greens. Herbal teas with antioxidants like green tea, chamomile, or rooibos can help calm inflammation and provide trace minerals naturally. Your diet, of course, remains the strongest weapon. Every cell in your eye is built from what you eat. The clearer the food, the clearer the vision. Focus on color. Green for antioxidants, orange and yellow for carotenoids, red for circulation, and blue for anti-inflammatory compounds. Nature color-coded your food for a reason. When you eat across the color spectrum daily, you're giving your eyes a balanced mix of protective nutrients. Avoid white and beige, refined sugar, white flour, processed oils, because they cloud your lens just like they cloud your arteries. Think of your meals as eye care from the inside out. Fat is not the enemy. The wrong kind of fat is. Your retina is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which keep its membranes flexible and responsive. Processed seed oils destroy that flexibility. Replace them with olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil. Add fatty fish like salmon or sardines a few times a week. These fats reduce inflammation and keep your visual cells fluid enough to transmit signals smoothly. The difference between a dry, irritated eye and a comfortable one often comes down to the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats in your diet. Get that balance right, and even long-standing dryness can fade. Your relationship with light also defines your eye health. Humans evolved under full-spectrum sunlight, not fluorescent bulbs and digital screens. Try to get at least 30 minutes of daylight exposure daily. It regulates dopamine and serotonin, both vital for eye-brain communication. At night, dim your lights. Use warm amber tones instead of harsh white. When you look at screens, take regular breaks, blink consciously, and adjust brightness so it's gentle, not glaring. Every blink restores moisture. Every break restores focus. These micro habits, practiced daily, create macro results. Supplements can play a supportive role if your diet is already strong. A combination of lutein, zeaxanthin, zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin E has been proven to slow age-related eye degeneration. But supplements are only amplifiers. They don't replace the fundamentals. If your body lacks sleep or hydration, pills won't help. Healing always begins with behavior. Even something as simple as taking off your glasses for short periods and allowing your eyes to refocus naturally can stimulate flexibility. The goal is not to reject modern help. It's to use it wisely while rebuilding natural strength. There's also the emotional side of vision. Many people don't realize how much stress and unresolved emotions sit behind their eyes. When you're anxious, the muscles around your eyes tighten. When you're sad, your focus literally narrows. Chronic stress compresses circulation, and that pressure dims your sight over time. Relaxing your nervous system through deep breathing, meditation, prayer, or even silence has measurable physical benefits for your eyes. A calm body sees more clearly. Clarity outside starts with calm inside. The modern world makes eye stress almost unavoidable, but you can outsmart it by creating small rituals. For example, step outside during lunch breaks, stretch your neck and shoulders, and look at something far away. This resets your focus distance and tells your brain to relax. Keep your workspace well lit with natural light if possible. Limit caffeine and alcohol as both dehydrate your eyes. And make bedtime sacred. The last hour of your day should be screen-free. Use that time to rest your mind, not stimulate it. When you wake up, your eyes will thank you. Over time, all these habits build what might be called visual resilience. Instead of constantly reacting to damage, your eyes start staying ahead of it. The inflammation quiets down, your blood vessels stay open, your lens remains clear, and your vision stabilizes. You begin noticing details again, the texture of leaves, the sharpness of colors, the confidence of driving at night. Those aren't coincidences. They're proof that your body is listening. Healing doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it shows up in tiny victories, one clearer moment at a time. Remember that aging isn't the enemy. Neglect is. The difference between someone whose eyesight fades at 50 and someone who still reads without glasses at 70 is rarely genetics. It's awareness. The person who listens to their body early and takes small, consistent steps gives their cells the environment to thrive. Your body is always trying to heal, it never gives up. Even after decades of wear and tear, if you change the signals you send, it responds. Your vision may never be 20/20 like it was at 18, but it can be far sharper, clearer, and more comfortable than it is now. So if you're over 50 and struggling with poor eyesight, remember this. You are not broken. Your body hasn't stopped working. It's waiting for cooperation. Feed it real food. Move daily. Rest deeply. Hydrate properly. Guard your eyes from artificial strain, but expose them to natural light. Manage your blood sugar and manage your stress. These are not complicated fixes. They're the same principles that restore health to every system in your body. The eyes just happen to show results faster because they're so sensitive to change.